Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Heel Hit a mi manera o pa' la calle.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat, YouTube and Facebook for AEWramble episode 78. For Jay Briscoe, we are here to discuss the January 25th, 2023 episode of AEW Dynamite. As always, Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. I am here with the man of 47,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan. He is Jimmy Macram.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
It's going to be a good day. It is Thursday, and you know what that means. We are here to review AEW Dynamite. Of course, as always, we appreciate you for joining us. So remember to drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We want to hear from all of you, your thoughts on AEW Dynamite from last night. Let us know in the live chat how you felt about the show. But if you have a comment, an opinion, a take, a question for myself or Jimmy Macram, or if you are a disgruntled Jaguars fan who is upset they are no longer in the playoffs and you just want to let your frustrations be known, send a super chat donation and we will read out and highlight your comment on screen. We got already in the chat the good brother DJ Eric saying sup THH fam. A couple from Kentucky got engaged after the Rampage tapings, and the event got to scissor with the Acclaim. Congratulations to that couple. So congratulations.
Oh
yes.
That marriage will last forever. A couple of fucking losers. I'm sure that'll work out. Bunch of people with no options. I'm sure they'll get along great.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
You don't love?
I'm just saying, if you fucking propose to your fiance at a wrestling show, you're probably not the coolest motherfucker in the world. And if you say yes, you're probably not the smartest woman in the bunch.
Okay, I already gave you one. I'm not going to give you another for explaining yourself. We got Frantic World who says, what's up, SP3, Jimmy, and chat. Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. Yes, indeed. We got See You Back who says, hey, all. Hello to you as well. We also got DJ Eric saying, damn, Jimmy, get hype, bro.
It takes me a while to get going. I'm like a car in the winter. Give me a minute. You got
to rev up the engine a little bit. We got Romeo. He says, if I tried to get engaged at a wrestling taping, I'd get slapped. So there you go.
See?
There you go. Someone agrees with you.
Absolutely. You know wrestling fans are fucking losers. Not y'all. You guys are great.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm speaking in generalities. You know this. Like when I say people are awful, I mean like 20%. When I say wrestling fans are awful, I mean like 50%. Like it's a really high fucking number, whatever it is. It's like AIDS in fucking Africa. It's just. Ooh.
So you even got the support of the True Jaw Josh. He says Jimmy not lying. So there you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. We're off to a great start. TM saying, well, damn, Jimmy.
Not you all.
Everybody
Anybody
else.
who's fucking touched grass in the last couple months. I'm sorry. You've been to wrestling shows. Whenever you go to a wrestling show, you be like, I can't believe these are my people. It's fucking 90 degrees outside. There's a nigga in a trench coat and a fucking world heavyweight title belt. What the fuck? These are my people. All right.
Welcome, my people. Welcome, my people, to AEWramble. That's what we do every single Thursday. What about we're supposed to be talking about Dynamite.
Right.
It usually gets off the rails, like you see here. If it's your first time watching, get used to it. That's what we do. Oh man, I know some people, wrestling fans, who took offense to that, are just looking at you like you raggedy bitch. We are here to discuss the January 25th, 2023 episode of AEW Dynamite from Lexington, Kentucky. What did you think about the crowd at the Rump Arena in Lexington last night?
They sucked. Sorry. They were fucking terrible. I was so like, really? Like, all the good ones were really loud, but there were a lot of just motherfuckers sitting on their hands.
Well, sorry out there. Your boy Sean Ross Sapp was there live.
Really?
Yeah. He's from Kentucky.
He's the okay. I can see that actually. Sapp looks like. I mean, it's for all love, sir. Sapp looks like he should be good looking, but he's not. I'm sorry. I'm fucking
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I love you, sir. The only wrestling journalist I even like a little bit.
You have broken me in record time. You've broken me in record time. Oh my God.
No more. What?
DJ Eric says 2 disclaimers in less than 3 minutes. We're up to 3 in 8 minutes. 3 in 8 minutes. Romeo says now you get why MJF is the way he is. So there you go. That's it's wrestling fans. It's wrestling fans, ladies and gentlemen. Rickety says the arena was packed.
How many people fit in that arena?
Huh?
How many people can fit in that arena?
Check the Rump Arena. I can't pull up another tab because apparently I do have
No, it wasn't. Shut up. 23,500. Stop it. Are you out of your fucking mind?
2,300 is the
20,000. 20,500.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. It was packed. Fucking WrestleMania. Shut up. No offense, sir.
Packed to the Raptors. DJ Eric says the arena was not all the way packed. So I guess
people showed up.
DJ Eric was there. DJ Eric was there. He says, Jimmy, as a fan who attends wrestling events in Kentucky, I must say, I fucking agree with you.
Actually, no way. Actually, Rickety, I apologize. Because I remember like MSG has like other arenas outside of the big one.
Yes.
Maybe that part of it was packed.
Maybe.
Small parts.
Small parts. UCM says you don't remember the day of disclaimers when he got all of them during the closing. Yes, I think you did get a lot of it in the closing last week too.
Yes, I had warmed up by that point.
Told you, once he gets going, y'all, you can't stop him. You can't stop this freight train. Let's start off.
What's the show?
Bring it together. Bring it in. Well, we got to talk about the opening contest. It was tag team action, the latest chapter in the feud between the JAS and Ricky Starks and Action Andretti, as it was Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, Les Sex Gods, teaming up to face Ricky Starks and Action Andretti. Got to talk about Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara with that awful beginning dance portion where they rip off the pants and the pants landed on Jericho's head. Just had to bring that up. Jericho loves trying new things. Ricky Stark coming out with his jobber best friend, Action Andretti. I will say Action Andretti looked good in this match. He looked much better than what I saw from him on Rampage against Daniel Garcia. He had good chemistry with Sammy Guevara because both are just indie-rific spot foo type of performers. So they played off each other very well. Ricky got the tag. He tried to do his patented pose and rope walk, and Sammy Guevara cut him off in spectacular fashion with his cutter, cutting off Ricky and getting control for the heels. Ricky took most of the heat in this matchup. Sammy got a shout out to Ty at one point, and that further helped out the Sex Gods have the advantage in this one. We then had Ricky. He came in after a while, and after Action Andretti got the hot tag, Ricky came back in. He hits a spear on Jericho for a near fall when Sammy gets cuts off the pin on the outside. After Action Andretti and Sammy Guevara are tagged in, we get Jericho and Ricky on the outside, with Ricky giving him the Rochambeau. But in the ring, the referee is slightly distracted as Daniel Garcia nails Action Andretti with the Floyd the Bat, and Sammy follows up with the GTH to give the Sex Gods the win. Sammy and Jericho standing tall for the first time against Ricky Starks, finally getting a win for the JAS against Absolute Ricky Starks and Action Andretti. JAS standing tall in this one. This was a decent little opener. I thought, like I said, Action Andretti looked better in this matchup. But I will say, ever since that promo segment in Los Angeles, I feel like a significant amount of heat and interest from the crowd has been dissipated.
You hit the nail on the head. I thought the match was fine. Flips and shit are not usually my thing, but this was actually well done. It didn't feel as choreographed as it usually does. And Andrade looked good, though I must say that superhero pose he does, that's atrocious. Don't do that. It's just so.
You're not Will Ospreay. You're not Ricochet. Just don't do it.
Yeah, please stop. It wasn't impressive enough to do that. Please knock it off. And you're fucking yelling after you hit a move. We don't care, sir. Yeah, cheer me. No way.
No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you.
That's fine.
I'd rather not.
Pardon me. But this is fine. It is what it is. But yeah, you're right. It's over. This feud feels out of order. I don't know what we're supposed to be looking forward to. Ricky has already beaten Chris Jericho. I'm not entirely sure what I want from this. It's over.
Yeah, I don't see what the end goal is in any of this anymore. Like, we already got the Ricky and Chris Jericho matchup, which I even then I remember saying that I felt like it was a little early to go to the first matchup, and especially if Ricky was going to win, I thought like the first matchup you do the Jericho win there on January 4th, and then Ricky has to come from underneath and win, and it could have been just the JAS interfering so Ricky is protected in the loss. But I understand they wanted Ricky to get a win back after he lost to MJF for the title. But yeah, I don't know where the end goal is, and especially if we got nearly a month and a half left of this, because we assume it's gonna be in some form, some fashion, this is gonna be the Revolution match, then I'm very much confused.
Oh my god, don't say that. Don't do that. Maybe that was the end. We'll get a new feud starting next week. Don't say we're doing this till fucking Revolution. Oh my god.
Sorry.
Maybe you do Andretti and Sammy during the pre-show, and you do Ricky and Jericho, some type of stip. Nobody's gonna give a fuck about. Match 2 of their 3-match series we know they're gonna have.
Match 2 of their 3-match series.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to this shit at all.
I hope we don't have this. Like, it seems like they booked a a 4-week program, and they are stretching it out for 4 months.
Yes, somebody could call it stale, but that's not the word he was looking for. I know the word he was looking for. I'm telling you, it was stagnant. Was the word he was looking for. But
he chose the wrong word, and he was incorrect in saying that. O'Shea Jackson, sorry that I had to quote tweet you and call you out for being. He didn't, and he admitted he doesn't even watch it. So what are you talking about? If you don't watch, you can't say it's stale. At least Jimmy Macram can say it's stale. Jimmy Macram has to watch it every week to talk about it on Thursday. He can say it's stale. Someone who barely watches it cannot say it's stale or stagnant or anything, any word. You have to at least watch it to have an opinion.
He just misses CM Punk. I'm with you, sir. I listen to it.
He's like, leave the memories alone. Don't change anything. I don't want you here where I used to be. We got a couple of comments to highlight here. We got Frantic World who says Jimmy said F everybody today.
I'm in a good mood. I can't lie. I don't know why.
I'm happy. I'm happy you're in a good mood, sir. We also got Rickety who says 37 flips in the match, and I think one too many. Yeah,
there were a lot of flips in there.
There was.
Yeah, you know what? It's the opening match. Go crazy. Feel free.
Exactly. Got to get the crowd behind them and stuff. DJ Eric says there were 4,945 fans for last night's AEW Dynamite.
That feels significantly closer to the number.
Yeah, that does feel. So back to the Raptors. 4,900 seems about right. We got Robio who says get used to it. 8 more months of this. The fact that Jericho feuds are averaging 8 months or less.
It's egregious.
It is.
He needs a break. I think about Moxley needs a break. Jericho needs a break. Go away for a little bit.
I do agree with that now. Annika saying, what up, homies? We got Rickety who says Andretti versus Garcia next. No, we got that on Rampage. That was on Rampage last Friday, and it was not very good for Andretti. I think that Garcia wasn't the guy that can mesh well with him. That was the big difference there. I think Sammy, that would be a better matchup for Andretti. We also got here, Annika says, I watched the show last week. Jimmy, do we feel better?
I don't remember what I felt last week, but I feel good today.
There we go. See, thank you, Annika, for axing. And Simeon axing Jimmy got that Succession season 4 trailer high.
I assume that means the new trailer is out. I will be watching that as soon as I'm done. I love Succession.
There you go.
Like
I am kind of disappointed you didn't invite me to watch Last of Us. I would watch Last of. You would be the reason why I would watch the show.
I saw your tweet to Romeo about Last of Us. He was like, "You should watch it." You like,
yeah. But if you made me, if I watched it with you, I would.
That doesn't sound like me.
I would watch it. I would watch it. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have watched Ozark if it wasn't for you. Even though I like that.
Wow. See, I don't remember that. I don't remember that was my idea.
Yeah. There you go. And I mean, Power was my idea, so
I love Power.
We're even.
That's Power.
Even Steven. There you go.
Power, no follow-up. Power, no colon.
Power Ghost, absolutely best show on TV. CF saying Jericho does need a break. 5 to 7 years of a break.
Jesus, she hates Jericho.
She always hates him so much. Ever since January 6th, 2021. Next, we had a very special, touching Jay Briscoe tribute. This one was a part of a whole night of a tribute for Jay Briscoe, highlighting his family during this one, which was very nice, with his daughter saying, "My daddy's crazy, but I love my daddy." We also had pictures of the family, pictures of Jay Briscoe, highlights of their career, highlights of their legendary feud with FTR last year as well. And I love how this was produced. This was very well done. What did you think about this video package here?
The same. I'm going to stop there before I get in trouble. The same. Yes. All that.
God damn it! You have no, you don't have a touching bone in your body, do you?
I love I love touching emotional things, just typically
Mm-hmm.
not in my wrestling, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
I'm not, that's it. I don't say anything. I just let it go because I don't know what's going to pop out next.
Leave it alone. Yes, leave it alone. I know you probably yeah. I think that's why Annika's asking you if you feel better last week, because you literally could not even talk about your reaction to Jay Briscoe passing away without saying something negative.
Yeah, fair enough.
Next, we had the AEW TNT Championship up for grabs as it's the House of Blacks, Buddy Matthews going one-on-one with the TNT champion Darby Allin. I did like AEW showing highlights of Darby Allin in Japan for Pro Wrestling Noah when he teamed up with Sting and the Great Muta for Great Muta's final match as the Great Muta against Hakushi Akira and Naramichi Marufuji. And I will just say, Jimmy, you need to see Hakushi. This man is in better shape now than he was in 1996. This man put on the muscle at 56 years old. He put on the muscle. He was looking
like
good.
that in the gym the other day. These motherfuckers get huge.
It's true. It is true. I also did like the touch with Buddy Matthews wearing the half face paint like Darby Allin. Buddy showed out. This was a big opportunity for him. He hasn't had a lot of singles opportunities in AEW. I believe his last singles match was against Pac all the way back in last summer, before the AEW All Atlantic Fatal 4-Way back at Forbidden Door. And this match here, he definitely delivered, had a big meteora on Darby Allin on the apron. Darby eventually got control and hit a big coffin drop to the floor onto Buddy Matthews. At that point, the lights went out and House of Black appeared. It looked like they were about to jump Sting when Ortiz came out of nowhere to attack House of Black, getting a little revenge after House of Black has caused dissension and a split between him and his former best friend, now probably Eddie Kingston. Sting brawl into the back with Brody, while Ortiz and Malachi brawl to the back, and Julia Hart followed behind. So this became a singles matchup, and Buddy Matthews just pulled out all the moves. At one point, Darby tried to put a sleeper on him, and he does a cannonball into the corner to break out of it. Buddy Matthews, he gets a poison Rana from Darby. Every single time Darby went for the coffin drop, Buddy Matthews would cut him off. At one point, Buddy does a buckle bomb into the corner and then hits the curb stomp, shades of his former mentor, Seth Rollins. But in the end, after multiple attempts at trying to get the coffin drop, after hitting a avalanche scorpion death drop for a near fall, he fights out Buddy Matthews. He hits him off the top rope. Buddy is hanging on the second rope, and he hits the coffin drop for the 1-2-3 to retain the TNT Championship. Darby Allin with his fourth successful title defense since winning the title on January 4th. Tony Schiavone gets in the ring while the referee, Bryce Rensburg, helps Darby to his feet, talking about his success in Japan for Pro Wrestling Noah over the weekend. And here he is, the return of the king of television, Samoa Joe, on the big screen. On the big screen. Samoa Joe talks about that Darby, how Darby stole the TNT Championship, of once again calling him little dead boy. And he says, in some kingdoms, that means cutting your hand off. He's like, you're not man enough to usurp the king. And in Joe's kingdom, it means a beating, which is what happens when Joe is going to come for the title. And he tells him that the worst mistake of your life was taking the TNT Championship from me. And it was announced for next week. It's Joe versus Darby 3, no holds barred, in Dayton, Ohio. What did you think about this match, Darby and Buddy? And what did you think about the post-match with Samoa Joe? I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was a great title defense, arguably the best title defense for Darby so far in this reign. What did you think?
Oh, that was this match. What was the one before last week?
It was Kushida last week. It was Juice and Mike Bennett, which you didn't watch either one of those because those were on Rampage.
Yeah, it's the best title defense he's had. Oh, that's a feat. Yes, it was though. I didn't see those matches, but yes, it was. I 100% say it was. I really like this match. All of Darby's matches feel hyper violent without any blood or weapons, or he just takes bumps. I wouldn't, because fuck that. He's great. I love everything he does. I love that we got a commercial break during Buddy's entrance, so we could have a little more time during the match. But that was a nice change of pace. One note: Julia Hart, first looks great, especially with the outfit. It's clean. But the Julia Hart and the rest of the House of Black should never run, ever. It looks very uncool. Looks like the Undertaker running. Just stop. Don't do that. You don't. You walk. You saunter. Even there's no walking and no running. Rather, I gotta be honest. The House of Black already feels like just another group, as opposed to the way they felt when they came back.
Shocking. I could understand that. I can understand that. That's a fair assessment, I will say.
Samoa Joe, I wanted a feud, and we're gonna have a feud for apparently another week. Thanks. Appreciate it. Dummy stinks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here for it. Joe was great, as always. He's always great. You're bad at your job, sir. I can't imagine what he would look like with a bad roster. I can't even imagine what this fucking show would look like if these motherfuckers weren't immensely talented.
So great match, great post match, but yeah, I did think it was a little bit rushed, especially because of the other match that we had announced for next week is another third part of a trilogy. It's like one of these should just be at Revolution. It should not be next week. It should be at the pay-per-view that you have a month from next week.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Hey, fair enough.
Although to be fair, I assume we can't have as many on pay-per-view because we're going to have a fucking Iron Man match. So.
That is true. So yeah, we're probably not going to get as many people on the card. And I did hear a good idea on social media of who should be the challenger if Darby retains the title next week. I do agree with this. The challenger should be Powerhouse Hobbs because he's from California, and that's been what he's been talking about in these book of Hobbs is how he was raised in that Bay Area.
Ooh,
which is
that's a good idea. I was going to say Wardlow, who got his hair and decided he's going to stay home. Fucking weirdo. Jesus.
Absolutely. Stay home.
Get your belt back. Fuck up Joe. Do something.
You got your nuts dropped by Joe. You good.
To be fair.
You didn't save the TNT title. They gave you the title to save it, and you didn't save it. So it's your fault.
Get rid of the man bun. That's a win. It's a win in life, sir. Get back to work.
We got a good question from Romeo. When is the last time Jimmy cried?
Like actually cried?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. 18. So 17 years ago. My mom had cancer. She told me. I cried.
Wow. Oh,
that's not true. When she went 19 when she went in for surgery. Never mind.
Okay. There you go. So see, Jimmy is actually a human being, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you sharing that, though.
Yeah. It's okay to cry. Just for a reason.
Absolutely.
Not saying they fucking trouble. All right. There are
I cried when I found out Jay Briscoe passed away.
When did Eddie pass away?
2005.
Oh, Jesus! I was crying a lot in my teenage years.
I know. I cried when Kobe passed away, which is 3 years ago today. I know that's crazy. I told my missus that earlier, and she was like, "It's been 3 years." I was like, "Damn."
Jesus. Yeah, that is shocking. I didn't cry. I don't know. It was too shocking. I gotta be honest. I was more like horrified when they said that four other people in the plane. I was like, how many daughters does he have? I was like, oh God, no.
That was a little scary. And I think that was the main reason why I passed away, because my girl was pregnant at that time, and just to find out he lost his daughter with him. Yeah, that was heartbreaking. Definitely. But we got Frantic World in the live chat saying this match was really good, and the Jay Briscoe video was also really good. I agree with both of those assessments. We got One Mike Nation, so he says, so it's safe to say TK watched the show last week and called Joe saying, I need you to come back so Jimmy won't hate me.
That does sound like the kind of half-ass effort he would do. Just watch a quarter of a show and assume that would do it. No, sir. It takes a lot more than that. Hire a booker, please. Fuck.
Vince Russo, yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Oh, don't do it.
Listen to me. Just hear me out on this. I want you all to go in this with an open mind, especially people our age. Go in this with an open mind. Listen, did Russo have a lot of misses? Even when McMahon was there, yes. He was very hit and miss. Like Undertaker crucifying people, that's awesome. Undertaker trying to embalm Stone Cold, that's ridiculous.
Like they never showed that on any clips. They never showed that. You literally have to search for that episode.
It's like some of the shit he does is just like a beer truck. That's awesome. Austin throwing Paul Bearer down a sewer. This is dumb. But I'm just saying, go watch a lot of his like early WCW stuff. Some of it is bad, but a lot of it is decent. But more importantly than anything else, he gave us a story, which is all I ask for. Is a story.
I won't front. I won't front. The first week of that New Blood versus Millionaires Club, I was all for it. I still remember it vividly in my mind that was so much fun as me as a viewer watching, and it made WCW feel like it had something going on again.
Indeed, Bret Hart versus Goldberg. That's fun. Until Goldberg made Bret Hart an enemy for life.
Kicked his head off. Romeo says Seth does the stomp way better, but he should drop that. He's got enough moves.
I would like if a lot of these people dropped a lot of moves. Jesus, do they not care about anybody else's protection? Like, this is outrageous. 300 cutters, Canadian destroyers, now curb stomps for fucking setup moves. Like, what the fuck?
We also got Annika who says, "Hey, little dead boy," and I love the way he said Darby. I was like, yes. As soon as I heard him say Darby, Annika says, "Give Joe back the belt. I love Darby, but Joe is Joe." I wouldn't mind if Joe did win it back, and then it would necessitate another match. So I'm good with seeing Joe and Darby. I'm good with seeing Joe and Darby all day. It's so much fun
together. It's so perfect.
And I love the fact that Tony Khan has kind of gone away from the not doing rematches, because this is a match that I don't mind. You could do this third match next week, and then don't do it on another episode of Dynamite. Do a pay-per-view match with Joe and Darby. Yes,
you can make a fucking loser has to fucking go home. Both of them can use a break, to be honest.
Oh my God! Everybody needs a break for you. You done gave three people a break already. We're only at 30 minutes into our show.
I'm just saying. Joe can stay. Darby can take a break. I love Darby, and besides, he probably could use a break. I've never seen somebody get tossed around like this outside of Foley. I've never seen this before in my life.
His body is in pain for sure.
We watching these things. Have you heard Kurt Angle saying he has memory problems?
Mm-hmm.
And Foley was saying something similar. I was like, Darby, could you just stop for a little bit? I enjoy it.
Relax. Annika says you could tell when someone lost weight. Why did Joe do the promo with no shirt?
Every time you lose weight, you can't wait to take your shirt off. You just walk around no shirt.
New me. Rickety saying Jimmy has a heart. Look at that.
I love that. Yes. I love my mom. It's a little surprising that they're shocking to all of you. All right.
CM says, Jimmy, would you rather review Velma or WWE?
Oy. Like, I know Velma's bad, but it's only 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however fucking long it is.
This is true. It's not 3 hours of Raw. I have to do that every week for the Patreon backers.
I heard it was pretty good, though.
No, it was really, this week's Raw was the best Raw I've reviewed so far. Probably the best Raw in like a year since like the Raw after WrestleMania with Cody first time.
Wow. I saw Roman's thing with the Bloodline, which was
That's fun. One of the best WWE segments, I think, it's since like the Attitude Era. That's how good that tribal court of great. Sami Zayn was.
I saw the DX thing. Which
that was awful and didn't need to be 11 minutes.
I know he has heart problems, but I never thought I would see the day Triple H back down from anybody on camera. And I approve, sir. Good job. See what happens when you get the book? All of a sudden you realize that your wrestling character isn't everything. There's other things in life, sir.
You're not the game. You're the booker. And that was a shoot comment. I said it before. That was a shoot comment. He said, this booking thing is hard. It is. Anyway, CM says, I remember that report coming out, folks. Jumping, folks. Then TMZ report.
Oh, the Kobe thing? Yeah.
Whew. It's tough. It was tough. It was tough. Uh, we got Ninja Mortis of all people saying WWE all day. He must really hate.
If I could just watch SmackDown, I'd do that.
SmackDown's not that bad to review, especially with the Bloodline stuff, because it just takes up most of the show.
It should. A story for the show. Am I the only person that agrees with this concept?
I agree with you. The CM saying Velma lingers with you.
She lost a relative. Jesus.
Sheesh, lingers. Next, we had a quick little video package of the next chapter of Adam Cole's recovery and road back to the ring. He was doing a little in-ring training earlier today, and he talks about how he's very happy to be back into the ring, and he will be making his return very, very soon. He's just not sure when, and I love the production on this of just that he didn't need to say it, didn't need to overly say it, just a production shot of just as a tease, his return will be at Revolution. My man, Mike Manseri at it again.
Yes, great job, sir. But I do have a complaint. It's not that you complain about Adam Cole, who's a great wrestler. The way people look is important. I'm not going to talk about his body. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is this. You were doing that Iron Man match with Brett and Shawn Michaels. How Brett hated it because he felt it made him look old. Like Michaels is doing flips and shit, and he's like jogging slow in the snow. Adam Cole's wardrobe during this segment. It's fucking horrendous. This bandana he's got, these low cut shoes he's wearing. I'm like, this would be really cool.
Wait, you looked at his shoes. I didn't even see the shoes.
You didn't see his shoes. He had these fucking all black New Balances on. Like, sir, this shit looks atrocious.
I don't know. Whenever a white man wears a bandana like this, I just think of several different things. I think of the gang, the construction workers on the corner. I think of the gang members on that one episode of Family Matters.
I'm sorry. I hope he comes back. He'll be back. He's probably cleared already. But yeah, those weightlifting shoes. Thank you. That's like, what the fuck, sir? What the fuck is that?
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing here? Ninja Mortis letting us know the weightlifting shoes. What are those?
Fucking horrendous.
And I'm talking about that Triple H segment saying Gunther legit might beat his arse. Yes.
I wonder if that's what it is.
I love Gunther.
Golden because he's the boss's son-in-law, and he could fuck you up. You can't fuck Gunther up, especially now.
He's like, I'm retired. I got a pacemaker in my heart. He was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. He was like, I'm not gonna get chopped at my pacemaker. Ninja Mortis says, why did the bandana make his little head look so big though? Y'all be killing me, y'all.
What the fuck? He had a little head?
How you make his little head?
Wow.
Oh, I love it. What's up, Dolores? Oh man, this is great. Hey, you guys are awesome. Y'all are awesome. Anyway, moving on to the next match on the card. You had Matt Hardy and Ethan Page going up against Jungle Hook. I loved Ethan Page in the intro coming out to the Hardy Boys theme and then immediately cutting it off. I was like, great heel move. That's how you get heat. You got the Hardy song, you cut it off, say, play my music. Love Stokely going at Isaiah, telling him, put my chain on. Put my chain on, dead ass. You understand that. Put my chain on, dead ass. And then we had a Jungle Hook coming out, and this was a pretty basic, straightforward kind of tag team matchup. The heels getting the heat on Jungle Boy playing the babyface Imperil that he was used to in the Jurassic Express, and finally making the hot tag over to Hook, who came in and got a good reaction from this Lexington crowd. Apparently, there was a heckler in the crowd that hated everybody but wanted to get fucked by Hook. So just letting you know.
Fuck.
That was your boy Sean Ross Sapp. He had the scoop. He let us know that there was a heckler in the crowd that wanted to get fucked by Hook. But Hook came in. He hits a 2-bone suplex on Ethan Page. Eventually, he tagged back into to Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy gets the win, locking Ethan Page in the snare trap. I did love Matt Hardy kind of like fakely try to reach for the tag and then waiting for Hook to grab him and push him off the apron, and Jungle Hook once again getting a win here. I thought this was a pretty fun matchup. The Page and Hardy stuff, I'm not into it as much as some other people that watch AEW Dark on a regular basis. They've been developing this for a little while, but I did understand the dynamic here, and it was fine for this matchup here with Jungle Hook getting the win. But I am at that point where you were at the beginning of the Jungle Hook partnership of we should be doing more with Jungle Boy at this point.
What does the man have to do? He's giving you, first of all, he gave you 2 great matches with Luchasaurus already. I'm not entirely sure what more you want. He's already proven himself. He's gotten as good as he's going to get on the microphone. Either you think he's that guy or he's not. At this point, he should be moving up or he should be moving down. You got to make up your mind on Jungle Boy. I like him.
And there really isn't like a path for him now that you have Darby with the TNT Championship and you got Orange Cassidy with the All Atlantic Championship. There's no singles gold that has a heel there that it's a natural like just transition him over to that. So yeah, he's in a very weird position right now going into next week is marks a month ahead of Revolution, and I don't see a natural singles matchup for him. It's making me think that they're going to keep this Jungle Hook thing going at least until the pay-per-view.
I think they are, and then after that you'll probably do MJF versus Jungle Boy in some type of.
I wouldn't mind that because they always have great matches with each other.
They do. I still love that match. Flipping done right.
That was like the first match that MJF was doing flips too. I remember that. The double or nothing match. Yeah.
Woo, go ahead. And didn't do a superhero pose. He stood angrily. Like, what the fuck are you doing? MJF's awesome.
I did hear the hooker in the crowd. That was a very loud heckler hooker. That was a heckler hooker out there in the crowd. El Capo Regal saying that AEW was great yesterday. He said them hooker boys really are over. And I mean, I think the main reason why they're also going to keep it together is, I don't know if you heard with the ratings that they did on that Los Angeles show, the top rated in the 18 to 49 demo was the Jungle Hook match.
Okay.
With the girl, it was the highest rated 18 to 49 and the highest rated among females. So
that's not surprising.
It's not surprising at all.
Who are they facing that day?
That was the one where they faced Big Bill and Lee Moriarty.
Okay. How we know it wasn't Big Bill and Lee Moriarty that drew the rating?
Come on. The ladies love Hook. That's my boy. Shout out to my boy. It's my boy Tyler. Tyler, the creator.
Tyler?
and CM to answer you to answer Frantic World saying, was it a female fan? Nope. No, it was not. It was not.
We don't judge here.
We don't judge.
Outside the heckling, please shut the fuck up.
CM says, tell him to go watch 90210 and take his dad's personality from there or his Lifetime movies. God damn it, CM.
I know it's true. There's no reason to be rude.
Yeah, that's kind of rude. Rickety says we need him to reunite with Luchasaurus and take on Big Bill and Moriarty. Oh, he already beat them. With Hook. Why would he have to verse them again?
He should never be near Luchasaurus ever until we do the reunion 20 years from now. They're old men that people like us cheer for. Oh shit, I remember.
We got Ninja Mortis who says Jungle Boy has nowhere to go until Darby drops the TNT and goes to the main event. Send him to Joe after Hobbs has the TNT belt.
That could be fun. Hobbs is not winning the belt. Knock it off.
Yeah, I gotta see it to believe it, y'all. I gotta see it to believe it. And Ninja Mortis saying his dad's 90210 is just a more annoying version of Orange Cassidy. Pretty much. That is Dylan McKay.
Really?
Dylan McKay is kind of like Dolph Ziggler with Orange Cassidy's personality.
Sounds like Fonzie.
That's basically what he was for 90210. He was their answer to Fonzie. Fonzie. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I know my teen dramas, y'all. I just do. Next, we had what, in my opinion, was the worst segment on the show. It was family therapy time, as this nice little looking therapist here was between the Acclaim and Billy Gunn and the Gun Club. Billy, who called for this, asks when his sons became so entitled, and the Guns say about how their dad was never there for them, and they want the titles. Bowens thinks they are pieces of shit and would have been fine enough with Billy. They talk about a little bit of their past, where the Guns bring up how they had Max Caster's back when his partner was injured, and then once he got healthy, he hit them over the head with a crutch. They then they would have been the Acclaim because but if it wasn't for Billy turning their back on them, the Acclaim brings up how they attacked Billy, and that's the whole reason why Billy is with them now and why he adopted them. And then Austin says that their issues as sons are Billy's failures as a father, and they want the titles, and that is how the segment ends. This wasn't very interesting. This wasn't very funny. This didn't accomplish much. I think we already knew that the Guns wanted a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles, so I pretty much got nothing from this segment, Jimmy. What did you think about the family therapy?
In a vacuum. I love vacuums. In a vacuum, I didn't hate this segment. Like it's gives us some backstory. It sets up the feud. I thought it was relatively entertaining outside of the therapist who was over the top.
Yes, it was
all
over
worked
the
for me.
top facial expressions. That's what I was just like, no.
What are you doing?
No, what?
It works without it. What are you doing? Unfortunately, she was nice to look at. There was that. Unfortunately, life doesn't work in a vacuum. And this segment gave us no information we didn't already have. They won the tag team titles. That was not shocking to me. I thought that's what we all knew already. We knew that they turned on them. We knew that they were entitled. We knew all this. This feels like a segment they should have done God knows how fucking long ago. He just remembered it. Like, oh, we never did that. Let's do it now. No, it's over. You gave us.
You should have done this before the dumpster match. After the Guns attacked Billy, before the dumpster match, there should have been the family therapy then. You don't come back to it now after the Acclaim already won the tag team titles, after the Guns already beat FTR. It should just be about them going after the titles and saying that they should have been the Acclaim. It should have just kept it at that. No need for the family therapy.
Done and dusted. Fucking shame. I did enjoy everybody's acting chops aside of the hot therapist.
We got Frantic Worlds who says, "Do you know the woman's name?" I saw she posted something on social media about it, but I didn't take the time to remember her name. Now you're trying to put me on the spot here.
You sound like me as a teenager trying to find all these fucking porn actresses.
Like, what's her name?
What's her name? And nobody in the comments have any comments.
Young Jimmy watching Cat House and being like, "What's her name?"
BET After Dark.
It was me. It was me watching Cat House being like, "Isabella what? Isabella Soprano?" One My Nation saying this only works if were planning a double turn, but please don't, because that would be idiotic. So TK is probably going to do it. Yeah, I hope Billy is not going to turn on the Acclaim. Please don't be stupid enough to do that. I hope he's not. I hope he's not.
Ooh, I didn't even consider that.
Because that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like they were setting up.
Like family?
Yeah. Choosing your family over the black guys.
Which he did already, by the way.
Yes.
And then got saved. He's lucky the Acclaim is still over. This whole feud has been a complete fucking mess.
It is. It has been a mess. It has been a mess because he turned on the Acclaim and chose his sons. Then his sons eventually turned on him when they wanted to align with Stokely Hathaway and the Firm. And then the Acclaim made the save for them and just accepted them back in. Then it's just been this overact that, you know, the whole popping off happened at All Out, and they just went with it and rode that wave, and now they're trying to come back to this, and it's just like,
It's over.
now you're just messing up the story further.
Ugh, that's a shame. I hope they enjoy this run they got, because as soon as it's over, it's over. Sorry.
CM says, wait, the Acclaim are half black. He could be their pappy.
Both of them? That seems odd.
Hey, Billy got around. Like the gun said, he was never home.
You got the sun on the road.
Gotta do something on the road, putting that work. Next, we had a backstage segment with Hangman Adam Page, once again being interviewed by Jon Moxley's wife, Renee Paquette. Hangman says he and Jon Moxley are 1-1, and he wants to do what is seemingly the impossible, and he wants to knock out Jon Moxley in Ohio. So next week they're in Dayton. He keeps thinking about the match in Cincinnati, so he says next week in Dayton he wants to win the series against Moxley. In comes Wheeler Yuta of the Blackpool Combat Club. Yes, that is actually still a thing, ladies and gentlemen. And Wheeler Yuta comes in, and he isn't happy with Page going after someone who's not medically cleared, but he says that Moxley will be ready for next week. But he says this Friday on Rampage, he is ready for Hangman Adam Page, and Page accepts and threatens to knock him out just like he did Moxley. And that match was made official later on in the night. It was Hangman Adam Page versus Wheeler Yuta this Friday on Rampage. And also it was confirmed Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley 3 next week, Dayton, Ohio, AEW Dynamite. What did you think about this promo segment here?
I can't figure out Hangman's character anymore. I thought we'd be even after you knocked him out, or kind of knocked him out. I'm not entirely sure what the beef is still about. Mainly because we haven't heard Moxley's side since. Yuta, Blackpool Combat Club. I'm just down on all of it. I'm down on everybody involved. Only person I enjoyed in the segment was Renee.
I loved Renee's reaction when he said he wanted to knock out Moxley in Ohio. She was great. Like,
for what for? Yuta's not good. Here. He's just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe
he did come off a little bit annoying here.
Yeah, it's an odd choice. I'm like, one person who doesn't need you to stick up for him is Jon Moxley.
Yes.
I think he's got it handled.
They could have just kept it at, Moxley's will be here next week, but I want a piece of you for knocking out Moxley in Los Angeles. Just keep it at that. You didn't need to be like, you're challenging someone who's not medically clear. Nah, that's an excuse for Moxley, and Moxley don't like excuses.
Indeed. I don't know who wins the match next week though. I'm curious. I'm gonna guess Moxley. I can't see him losing twice.
And also, I just remembered that Moxley was challenging Hangman when Hangman wasn't medically cleared. So this is just fair. Turnabout is fair play.
There is that. And he had no problem going upside his head, even though he wasn't clear. No.
And making fun of him at the same time.
Has this feud been disappointing to you? It's been disappointing to me.
I liked it until this week. I really did enjoy that promo segment last week where he was kind of like he kind of had some regret in what he did to Moxley a little bit. I thought they should have kept that going. This feels like a misstep this week, but I've liked the feud.
It feels like we jumped ahead. Like, what the fuck happened? Now all of a sudden he's completely fine with it, and we're gonna fight again next week. What the fuck happened? Is CM Punk coming back? We have to change our plans.
See, this is the thing. This feels more rushed than the Darby and Joe. I'm more accepting of Darby and Joe next week than this.
Yes.
This should be paced out. It should have probably been Wheeler and Hangman next week in Dayton, and then Moxley makes his return.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Yeah. I'm here for it. See, I'm good at just brushing. You need me, Tony Khan. Since WWE's not going to hire me to help them out with their booking, I'm here. I'm here for you.
I'm sure they won't hire you, considering how much you love Triple H and talk about how great he is whenever you get the fucking chance. I'm sure that has nothing to do with him not hiring you.
Absolutely, I love Triple H. Triple H, yeah. Paul Lefebvre. He was a great politician. Anyway, moving on.
Sid the Hitman Pular.
CM says, does Yuta legit just chill waiting for folks? Yes, he was just waiting outside the camera. That's what it felt like. We also got Hanukkah, who says, Renee, can I get a little more shade from you? You're not about to be openly threatening my husband to my face and just smiling. She wasn't smiling. You didn't peep. The facial expression changed because she was all fine and dandy until he's. Yeah, she had to look. Renee's on point. You didn't see how her facial expression kind of changed when he brought up knocking out her husband again. We got Romeo, who says, I had to adjust my picture because there was so much charisma jumping off the screen when Yuta came on.
Oh yeah, hatred of Yuta is hilarious.
It is.
We gotta admit, like these do feel like misses at this point, though, right? Yuta and Garcia, right?
Well, yeah, they messed up. They were on a good track.
There's no day, sir. Get his pronouns right.
Antoine Khan. Yes. He took them off the track when they were going up. We had our next generation of pillars, and now they're kind of just waving
with the rest of the
wind.
Pillars. Yeah.
No, Darby's in good shape.
Yeah,
MJF's in good shape. Half of the pillars are in good shape.
Half of the pillars. It's not how pillars work, sorry.
The pillars are like this.
This slanted ass building you got.
We got CM who says Mox legit getting weeks off.
Yes, take it.
True.
That's true. I'll take it.
I got 2 weeks off, y'all. I got 2 weeks off, honey. You go to work. I'll stay at home with the baby. Dolores,
Absolutely.
thank you as always, pushing the agenda. Join True Hill Heat Patreon. Best money you will spend. And don't forget to subscribe to Facebook and Twitch, True Hill Heat Gaming as well. Look at Rickety as well. Look at y'all. Y'all are awesome.
Jesus.
Ace saying Hangman versus Mark should be at Revolution. 100%. The third match should be at Revolution. I understand, Moxley's from Ohio. You got to have the hometown boy there. But that's what I said. I think the booking would work better if it was Hangman versus Wheeler next week and Moxley returned in Ohio.
Ta-da. But I guess he wants to sell tickets because he's a fucking loser.
Pretty much. Ticket sales has not been good for anything in wrestling too much, especially.
Well, that's not true. But they just sold out Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah, they did.
These are random things that pop on my Twitter page. I don't.
He's like, I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I saw it. Anyway, we had the next week of Tony Khan's best booking decision of 2023. Bryan Danielson has a match every single week. In the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson going one-on-one with Brian Cage. This was set up by MJF, paying off Cage and Prince Nana to break the arm of Bryan Danielson. And I like the way this match started. This started with Bryan kind of going on the offense, just kept reversing stuff. He had a crucifix at one point for a near fall. Then he transitioned into the little bell lock. He took Brian Cage to the floor. He did a couple of dives to the outside and really had the advantage. He looked like he was going to go for the Basico knee very early, but Cage catches him into a gorilla press slam and just launches him into the turnbuckle. He then follows up with a German suplex, and Bryan comes up with his shoulder limp, and Bryan is so good at selling. I legit thought this was a real injury until Brian Cage does like the back suplex on the apron and goes after the arm, and I'm like, oh, this is the story. And Bryan, the whole matchup, I will say the best part of it was Bryan selling. He just sold the shoulder so well. I did like this moment when Bryan does his usual step up backflip, but Cage is like the first person I've ever seen reverse that and be ready for it and catches them into a shoulder breaker. Eventually, Bryan makes his comeback. He hits the yes kicks. He goes for the Basico knee once again, but Cage catches him into a buckle bomb. He then follows up with another power bomb. He picks him up for a second power bomb, but Bryan is able to reverse and get into a sunset flip for the pinfall win. I thought this was a really good match, a step down from the past 2 weeks with Bandito and Konosuke Takeshita, but it was more about the selling and setting up the story before Revolution, as now we're heating things up between Bryan Danielson and MJF as Brian Cage attacks Danielson after the bell, after Prince Nana says, get on him, earn that money. He gets on him. He attacks the arm some more. MJF comes out and he hands Brian Cage a chair, and he puts Brian's arm into the chair and runs it into the ring post, Pillmanizing it. MJF gets into the ring and starts grinding his foot into the wrist of Bryan Danielson, and then comes and then ground and pounds him. He then has Brian Cage put the chair around Brian's shoulder to once again Pillmanize it. He gets on the second rope and looks like he's about to Pillmanize it when none other than the Blackpool, no, not the Blackpool Combat Club. Konosuke Takeshita. Yes, he makes the save and comes out and helps out Bryan Danielson. MJF runs off, and Konosuke Takeshita goes at it with Brian Cage a little bit and makes him run off after a high knee. I thought the match, like I said, was really good. It was more about the selling for Bryan Danielson, and I like the post-match with MJF focusing in on the shoulder. But once again, is the Blackpool Combat Club a thing? Because Willie Yuta stepped up for somebody challenging Jon Moxley, but he doesn't even come out and make the save for Bryan Danielson. I just need a promo with them saying, well, Brian is about, protecting the guy that betrayed us, so we're not going to go out there and have his back. All I need is them to just say that, and I think that would be very reasonable, and they could still be baby faces even saying that. But I just need it to be said.
It needs to be said. We have all these fucking segments that we rush through. Why not rush through one of these? Whatever. Match is good. It's dragging. That's kind of how that works. Yes, I do love how the best booking decision of 2023 is let Bryan Danielson wrestle. Who would have thunk? Jesus fucking Christ. At least when fucking Dummy had the, what? Let's keep it clean. We're almost at the end.
No, but it's very good booking in my opinion, because they're rebuilding him as like his main event aura, his main event stardom, building him up as a contender.
Start from no. That's not what you said the first time. Go back to the beginning of that sentence. What did you say? It's good booking because they are what?
Rebuilding his main event.
Yes. As in you fucked it up already, and we got to do it again, as per fucking usual. Jesus fucking Christ. Have Dragon wrestle. Who would have thunk? Who would have fucking? Oh, I hate him so much. This is common sense shit here. Oh my fucking god. Yes, match was good. I was looking about the rankings maybe being back, because Excalibur said if Cage wins, he's the number one contender considering his win-loss record. And I was like, oh Jesus, why are we doing this? That makes no sense. Whatever.
They just wanted to add something else to this to get
pretend like he's gonna win. More expensive. Knock it up. Prince Nana's hilarious. He said something during the fucking match. Right, he goes, all right, it's time to go to sleep, you bozo. Who says bozo? That's hilarious. Yeah, no Yuta, no Claudio. Apparently they both were there. I like the attack, but I gotta be honest, it was at this portion that I realized what Ice Cube's son meant. He meant stagnant. Like if you took these 4 weeks of Dynamite and you switched the order around, it'd make no difference. We'd be in the exact same fucking spot.
No, I think with this program, this is developing the program between Danielson and MJF a little bit. Because Bryan Danielson is the guy that needs to wrestle like he needs to breathe, while MJF is the guy who just doesn't want to wrestle at all costs and will put obstacle in front of obstacle to avoid wrestling. And it all builds to a matchup that Bryan Danielson should be the favorite in, because it's about wrestling for an hour.
But it's not building. It's just going.
No, it's building.
Before this attack, it wasn't building. It was just Dragon doing things every week to get to the spot. It's not A, B, C, D. It's A, B, 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 C. I'm not mad at it, but I can't pretend like if you did this match 2 weeks ago before the attack, and you did one of the other matches this week, or you did this one 2 weeks ago, it makes a difference. We're in the same spot.
No, it makes a difference because of the arm injury. That was the whole point of the match.
Arm injury. That's what I just said. I said before.
No, he injured the arm in the match, so you can't say that you can't have the match
hurt his
another
arm.
week.
He hurt his arm. He didn't injure his arm. Dragon will be fine. He won the match. He's fine.
He was still selling the arm after the match.
He's Dragon. That's what he does. He's gonna show up next week into what? Fucking work with one arm? No, he'll be fine. I mean, maybe now they got hurt.
It's Dragon. He will sell that arm ridiculously next week, and especially with what we learned later in the night. We then got. This was the reason why I said this. The program was picking up. We got post break. We got Danielson getting his arm checked out in the trainer's room. And the trainer saying that it's a pretty serious injury, that he has a partially torn shoulder. And Bryan just goes full on American Dragon ROH right here. He says, I doesn't care though. I wrestled for a goddamn hour with a torn shoulder, because he says he's coming for MJF. He talks about revealing the monster beneath, but he says that he's a fraud. He says behind that mask, it's a deer. He said the champion should be and will be Bryan Danielson. MJF has done a lot to Danielson, and now Danielson is coming to take what matters the most to MJF in this world. And then he looks at the doctor and says, you won't ever stop me from wrestling. This is the Dragon that I needed. I love this promo.
That doctor's a terrible fucking actor. This is really good. Dragon's awesome, as per always. I bought it. I like that we followed up with it. And I'm here for whatever happens next. Actually, I know what happens next. Yeah. But yeah. I was here for this promo. It felt impassioned. Dragon finally felt dangerous again. Instead of the one that's making jokes. I'm here for the one that feels like, oh, he might just fuck this motherfucker up for an hour.
This is what I needed. This is why I said the program is progressing after this week. That's why I disagree with your point.
You said after this week. I said before the attack, sir. Which
I said the match is where the shoulder gets hurt, and that leads into the post match. You can't have the match without the post match. No, that's what happened.
We can't pretend like he was hurt, and then MJF comes in and then does this thing, and then nothing else happened. Like
no, that's what you're saying. You're saying that you don't need the match. You just need the post match. No. You need the match because that set up the injury.
It set up the injury, but without the post-match attack, it's just a thing. It's just a thing.
No, it's not.
We move on from.
It then gets followed up with the promos afterwards. You're being ridiculous.
I'm giving the promo credit. I don't know what we're discussing. I'm totally confused at this point.
With the
promo, with the attack, C. Without the promo, without the attack, boo.
But it happened all together. What are we talking about here? You're separating one from the other, saying that it doesn't matter if it's
once
or that week. It does matter.
Dragon pins Cage. Ready? Follow me. Dragon pins Cage.
But he injured the shoulder in the match.
Stay with me. Stay with me. Dragon pins Cage. You ready? Dragon pins Cage. Pretend we're watching it right now. We don't know what's happening next. We're just watching this match. You ready? Dragon pins Cage. I'm going. This feud needs to do fucking something. I'm already over it. MJF comes out. He takes his fucking shoulder in the chair and then slams it. Oh, now we're fucking doing something. That's what I'm saying. Full stop.
I disagree, but we'll go. Ace and Frantic says this match was good. I definitely agree with that. CM saying BCC said if Moxley don't trust you, he's the leader now. He's the leader now.
Didn't they just team up a couple weeks ago?
Yes, they did against Top Flight. Annika says, so I guess the BCC doesn't come together unless black dudes are about to beat them. Top Flight, cough, cough. Exactly.
Absolutely. Fucking prison-ass group.
Ace says, where was Claudio and Yuta during this? That's what we're wondering. Will Tism says, do any of the BCC like Dragon? They said, fuck that dude.
It's fucking outrageous.
We got some breaking news from the good brother Romeo. The Romeo report in the live chat. He says, breaking news, DAZN reaches multi-year deal with AEW, securing broadcast rights for 42 countries in Asia and Europe.
Is that how you pronounce that? DAZN?
Yeah.
I've seen it written, but I've never heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares? Congrats.
Why do you do this to me?
I don't live in Asia. I don't live in Europe.
He said, doesn't matter to me, ladies and gentlemen. And we gotta bring up, since we brought up Bryan's promo, let's talk about the follow-up that we got later in the night from MJF, who is sitting in what looks like a closet because he says that someone can't control their emotions, but he isn't the first Jew to have to hide from a man with blue eyes. I had to rewind that and say, holy shit, he really said that.
Holy shit, that is outrageous. It's almost as outrageous as a grown man hiding in a closet.
He says he likes Konosuke Takeshita's abilities, but either stay out of his business or face the consequences. But as for Bryan Danielson, he was talking about wanting this title, which is the thing that proves he is the best and the thing that makes him finally feel complete in his life. But he says Dragon is a legend, but he needs to chase this title to prove himself. He says Danielson's shoulder is now hanging on by a thread. So MJF heard that Tony Khan sent out an open contract for Danielson's next opponent next week. So he made a phone call, and he has someone who is surgical in the way that he breaks down an arm, and it's none other than former WWE NXT star, former NXT Tag Team Champion, and current Pro Wrestling Noah star Timothy Thatcher. This is going to be a technical wrestling clinic. This man's Fujiwara armbar is vicious, and Bryan with a bad shoulder is not good news for him. I'm very much looking forward to this match next week. What did you think about MJF's promo here?
MJF is great. Him talking about knocking out a big British gentleman, though he can't remember his name.
He looks like Ellen DeGeneres on meth or something like that.
That's not important. That's hilarious. I like this blend of douchebag plus psychopath. As far as a toothless Timmy goes,
I know you don't know him. That's why I didn't ask you.
I don't know why we
yeah.
And then we'll get a fucking we'll get an interview next week about how dummy can't get everybody on the show because he only has 3 hours. Meanwhile, we've had the last 4 weeks, we've had people not on the roster have matches, long matches. I guarantee it. Whatever. I'm sure the match will be good. You all seem to like this guy, and it's Dragon. I'm sure the match will be great.
It will be. It will be. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a technical wrestling clinic, and I'm looking forward to it. But next we had it's 9:20. That means it's time for the woman to come out. We had Ruby Soho going one-on-one with Toni Storm following Toni Storm's turn last week. I did see. I forget. I think it's SODUTV on social media. They said that the new names for Saraya and Toni Storm is Titan Tony and Stanford Saraya.
I don't hate that.
I love that. Team New York. That's what I'm calling
Absolutely.
it. Team New York here. Toni Storm comes out first, and she has an inset promo during her entrance where Storm mocks the homegrown AEW women and says that Ruby Soho has sided with those homegrown idiots and she forgot where she came from. While Ruby Soho says the only thing that matters is how hard you work, and all the ladies here in AEW have worked hard, and she has bled with them, fought with them, sweat with them. So she is going to fight against Toni Storm tonight. And the two women have a pretty hard-hitting matchup here. It was pretty decent for the amount of time that it got, just under 9 minutes, especially Toni Storm with I feel like she's picked up the physicality since this heel turn, because goddamn, the Sweet Cheeks music every single time. I love it every single time because it looks like she's breaking someone's neck. Unfortunately, the finish sucked. Toni Storm picks up Ruby Soho after Sweet Chicks music, and the music of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, distracts Toni Storm long enough.
The jacket is clean.
It did. It was long enough for Ruby Soho to hit Destination Unknown and get the 1, 2, 3. I do not like any time, whether it's AEW or WWE, the music distraction finish. But it does make sense that Titan Tony is the one that gets distracted by the music since where she came from. But it doesn't bode well for their heel turn when she just turned heel last week and loses this week. So it feels like another program on the show that I'm saying took a step back on the show.
Yeah, I know Britt's injury Probably cause some plans to change, but I could assure you the plans were great to begin with because they're women and Tony's a keep it clean. I was really looking forward to the Triple Threat match. I was not looking forward to this match at all. It was it was fine. The distraction was dumb. It's a heel move, by the way. We don't hate Tony so enough to make this not a heel move. I don't know. I feel like we're headed for what you said we were headed for last week. Fucking Team AEW versus
the
Team
commentary was really driving it home this week.
Can Jamie Hayter just fucking just keep away from this, please? I don't have so much. Give me champ versus champ, and then Britain Company can do whatever with Saraya and Company.
Let Jamie cook, because even with a short promo segment that she got with a video package for her matchup against Emi Sakura on AEW Rampage, which will be an AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator matchup. So Jamie Hayter was great here, and she put over Emi Sakura more than AEW has in 3 years. She talks about how Emi Sakura has put her body on the line. She even lost her hair for this, but now she has to prove herself. She says it's been a while since they went against each other, but on Friday she's going to prove that Hayter hits hard.
I don't know about that fucking catchphrase, but I'll be watching. Jamie Hayter gave me a watch Rampage. I'll watch for that match. The last time I saw she was in the tournament. I thought she was really good.
Emi Sakura, yeah.
I'm here for it.
She's good. She's good when she's not doing the. Remember that
Freddie Mercury nonsense? Did you stop it?
He's like, leave me alone. Stop doing that. Oh, we got in the chat, Annika, I'm excited for Toothless Timmy coming to AEW next week. Frantic World saying I might watch AEW on DAZN now. So there you go.
Oh,
there you go. Some people like it.
Absolutely.
Annika says you got to watch him and Ciampa, Jimmy. I would say him and Riddle in the fight pit was his best match in WWE.
Your best match with Riddle.
We got Frantic World also saying it was a WWE way to end the match. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
It was.
Yes. And yes, the camera even missed Tony's move too because they were focused on Britt.
What?
Mike Manseri, man, he messes up once. Y'all all already getting on him. Look at that. Look at that.
Just saying, like, this seems like common sense. You know what the finish is gonna be. Why aren't you ready? Unless Dummy's not telling them to finish, which would be shocking, actually.
Eric Love says we're headed for a ladies' blood and guts match. It makes the most sense for blood and guts if they are heading towards that. So,
does it?
I don't mind. We got CM who says you got to see her on Dark and Elevation. Emmy has helped the ladies a lot. I sent you a Dark episode this week because that was apparently, quote unquote, where Britt Baker was supposedly injured when she got her nose. I don't even know how her nose started bleeding. It was weird. I had to watch it like several times because she just comes up and her nose is bleeding. I think she just has like chronic nosebleeds.
Nosebleeds don't bleed like that. That's hilarious. Who was she facing?
She was facing Billy Starks. She's only 18 years old.
Okay. I've never seen Billy Starks, but how can I say this nicely? Outside of LeBron James, I've never seen an 18-year-old good at anything. No offense.
God damn. What you
I'm sorry. I didn't see the match. I'm not saying she's bad.
She was good.
Just saying.
She was good in the match.
I've never seen it. So maybe I'll watch.
We got CM says from what SP3, what activities would give you chronic nosebleeds? Like,
are you accusing her of being a cocaine user along with Tony Khan?
No, I'm not. Jesus.
CM is. Certainly.
Jesus.
I can read between the lines.
Yeah.
Look at that. With your boss who has the name CHK. Look at that.
You gave him the name CHK. Don't act like that's his name. What are we talking about here? Jesus Christ. What is wrong with y'all? let's talk about the main event of this show. It was a Jay Briscoe tribute match. So they had the ROH commentators, Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman. And my, oh my, Ian Riccaboni had one of the best commentary performances. This man was like, he was reading poetry out there with the stuff he was saying during Mark Briscoe's entrance. And then during points of this matchup, he was on his shit in this match. But Jay Lethal comes out with Sanjay Dutt wearing the Jay Briscoe memorial shirt. He was very emotional during his entrance and before this matchup. And then Mark Briscoe, the music hits, reach for the sky, boy. And this Lexington crowd gave Mark the type of reaction that I was hoping that he was getting. It was very awesome. And then the intro, big pop for Mark there as well. And Mark just came out with all the energy in the world. I love Mark Briscoe for just going out there and just bringing all the usual Mark Briscoe energy that I've come to expect from him over the last 20 years of watching him. This is the type of Mark Briscoe that, you know, always brings it. We always have enjoyed, and it was just great to kind of see him kind of start the grieving process. And, you know, wrestlers, everyone grieves in their own different way. And I think wrestlers just need to grieve in the ring sometimes. And that's what Mark was doing with this match. Both men showing respect early on with the handshake, and then they just went at it. I love the part where Lethal gives Mark a chop, and Mark says, "Oh, that's how we doing it? Oh, that's how we doing it?" And then he's just, Mark has one of the hardest chops. It's very underrated because he has huge freaking hands, and he just chopped the chest out of Jay Lethal at one point. He was hitting a lot of different offense from his own and his brother's offense. He pulled out the Jay Briscoe neck breaker at one point with the boom. Love that part. He hit the catechism at another point for a near fall. I love the commentary bringing up their past rivalry in Ring of Honor when they feuded over the ROH TV Championship, and the fact that Mark Briscoe has never defeated Lethal. Lethal at one point looked like he was going to get the win when he heats Lethal Injection on Mark, but Mark rolls out of the ring. Lethal sets Mark up on the table at ringside and looks like he's going to go for Hail to the King elbow drop, but Mark fights out of it, hits him off the top rope. He then hits a blockbuster off the apron onto the floor. He sets Lethal up on the table and hits the froggy bow from the top rope to the ringside, crushing Jay Lethal in the ring. Countless. The story of this match was Mark always wanting the win with the J Driller, going for the double underhook so many different times, and Jay Lethal having to fight out of it, having the reverse out of it. Lethal reverses out of it and goes for the lethal injection again, and Mark takes his head off with a lariat. He goes for Jay Driller again, and Jay Lethal reverses out of it, but Mark catches him again with another lariat, and then finally drops him with the Jay Driller. 1, 2, 3. Such a great match, such a great moment. The whole locker room empties as they put the Jay Briscoe memorial on the big screen. And then this was the part that got me emotional, was Mark looking into the camera with the ROH tag team titles, coming out with both tag team titles at the start of this, which was a great touch, and calling out to Jay's kids, saying that Gracie, Jay Lee, Cannon, he says, keep your head up. And he says, Jamin, boy, I love you, baby. And this got me right in the feels, right in the heartstrings, the whole locker room clapping it up, him hugging with so many people to end this show, and just a great moment to end AEW Dynamite with this Jay Briscoe memorial matchup here. What did you think about this tribute match and Mark Briscoe's performance?
It was a great match. It was very emotional for a lot of people. I thought it was well executed, and I enjoyed it.
Why do I feel you want to say something negative?
I don't want to say anything. I'm just trying to get in and get out without getting anybody in trouble.
Why? What is wrong with you? Why do you never know? You never have a heart. Why do you have a heart? Where is your heart, sir?
It was a really good match. I don't get emotional over these things. I just do not. Only thing I would like to say is I said it's not true. I got very happy during the week when I heard the girl was going to be okay.
Yeah.
But like, that's it. Like, people actually being okay makes me happy. People being not okay makes me sad. But like anything beyond that can't move me. I don't know why it doesn't. It just doesn't.
Nothing gets you in the feels, apparently.
Nothing overly. Yeah, like that's beautiful. But like, yeah. I feel like a psychopath talking up here.
Yes, you are. You are. I do. I think you are.
I'm happy the girls are okay. That's it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's good.
I shouldn't be searching for Jimmy to say something wrong. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, like it was very well done. I'm glad Dummy did it. I'm glad Warner Brothers loosened up.
We gotta, you know, I know you always like to say bad stuff about Tony Khan, but this is one part that we can praise Tony Khan for, because apparently he had to fight with Warner Brothers Discovery to make this happen.
Yes, and I thank Warner Brothers for backing down on it. And actually, it is goofy things that will make me like go, oh wow, that almost got me, like stupid commercials. But like real people going through real things, nothing. Yeah, this was well done. Well done on everybody's part. Though a lot of you are pissing me off in the comments, not because of the emotions, but because I said nobody's good at 18, and then these motherfuckers are dropping like the greatest people ever. Eddie Murphy.
Someone said
Mike Tyson.
Dante Martin signed at 19.
Yeah, I said nobody was great at 19, at 18, and you say Dante Martin. No offense, but the statement holds. Eddie Murphy, Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Chris Brown. You could also add in Dave Chappelle. Yes, unless you are the greatest to ever do it, you're not good at 18. What the fuck are you on about? Hey, Michael Jackson was good at 18. Yeah. Wow. Michael Jackson.
Romeo says gotta get Jimmy that therapist from Dynamite.
That's hilarious. No. Yeah, listen, you're here for it. Oh, no.
Nope.
Sorry.
Oh man.
Oh. What? Oh, because they're fucking slap boxing.
Yeah, that too.
That shit is so egregious. That shit is
that is egregious. That is very. We had that emotional moment, and then the next thing people saw, if they kept the channel going, is power slap.
How is this a sport?
I have no idea.
Co-signed by Dana White of all people.
Mr. Slap Your Wife. Anyway. That brings us to a close for the January 25th, 2023 episode of AEW Dynamite. Last call for super chat donations. Last call for any comments. Let us know in the live chat whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Out of 10, what did you give the show? Match of the night, MVP and LVP. First up, me and Jimmy will put our thumbs in the middle for the January 25th, 2023 episode of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board. I think this is now 8 to 9 straight weeks of AEW getting thumbs up across the board. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Jimmy?
7.
I gave it a 7.5. 7.5. Really, it was at a 6.5. And then I gave a full point for that main event. The main event is what really, I think I was at like a 6 out of 10. I was in a thumbs in the middle zone until that main event. Wow. That main event hit the feels real good because, like I said, throughout the show, a couple of the programs like Hangman Moxley, the Homegrown versus Outsiders, I thought took a step back on this episode. I think there's still good storytelling going on there, but this week was not very good in that. And I also don't agree with, Hangman and Moxley being next week, their third matchup, as well as Darby. So I'm more comfortable with Darby and Joe having their third match next week, but I don't see the point of having Hangman and Moxley next week unless it's going to be like a draw or something. So those things aside, the main event really pushed this over the top. Plus Darby and Buddy Matthews was really good as well. And Bryan Danielson had a match. So that's always going to be good. So Jimmy, your match of the night.
The main event was really good. Sure, we'll go with that.
The main event was great. One of my favorite matches of the year so far. Just hit me in the emotionals. And Mark Briscoe's probably one of Mark Briscoe's greatest performances of his career. And Jay Lethal was really damn good. We don't get this Jay Lethal all the time. He was in his ROH bag in this matchup.
That's what she was doing before he got saddled with the nigger hole and Jeff Jarrett.
Also true.
It's like,
well, no, Satam Singh. Jeff Jarrett has been a blessing in disguise. But yeah. Satam Singh, ever since he's been burdened with
Sanjay Singh and the big motherfucker, yes. Fair enough. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, don't do that to JEFF JARRE double T. Don't do it.
I will admit he's been significantly better than he has any right to be.
He really has. MVP of the show, I'm gonna go with Mark Briscoe. Yes. I couldn't do what he did, losing my brother and on my brother's birthday, on what would have been his 39th birthday at that. So who do you have?
Yes. Yeah, I go with Briscoe and Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal, who somehow seemed more emotional.
Yo, for real, he did. He was more emotional than Mark. Mark was just like, nah, I'm gonna tough it out. I'm gonna do this. I got this. But Jay was just like, he was all
nothing wrong with it. Not knocking it for future reference. Just saying. We all fucking do our own thing in our own way.
An LVP for the show.
Boy, this is on the rougher side. It's quite a few candidates. I'm gonna go with. Oof. I don't want to go. I'm going with dummy. Tony Khan, that is. So many shitty segments, so many bad choices. I can't give it to anybody. The House of Black is ruined. Gun Club's doing dumb shit. Fucking Hangman and Moxley feels dumb. Darby's doing something with Joe. It could have happened later. Yeah, dummy.
That is fair.
9:30 women again. By the way, that's all that shit fair. We talked about the women being, we're doing better. Darby ain't done shit. And then he's like, you know what? I got you. 9:30.
I mean, a 9-minute match is much better than what we got on Raw. But I do agree.
Absolutely.
I do agree. Tony does
20-minute matches every week with these goofy. With these.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
What's Bailey's group called again? Damage Control. I'm sorry.
Damage Control. Nexus.
But watch them have 20-minute tag matches every week. Triple H is over it, as am I. Enough of these fucking matches.
It hasn't been over with the fans. But that's booking also, just saying. A Frantic saying 8.5 out of 10. That's high. We got CM saying Mark Briscoe and Jay Briscoe MVP. We got One Mike Nation saying thumbs up, 7 out of 10. We got Annika saying thumbs in the middle. Without the Briscoe match, it would have been mid.
Talk to him.
Hey, that's fair. We got Frantic who says Mark Briscoe for MVP. One Night Nation saying Mark Briscoe and LVP. House of Black.
I'm not mad at that. They've been
not
rather
mad at that either.
For the last few weeks. Ortiz, that's your big feud coming out the thing. Ortiz and Eddie Kingston. Were they not even the main feud between the two of them?
Annika saying LVP CHK. The storylines took a major step back. I wouldn't say major. Now you're just ODing.
They're like 4 or 5 minor steps, which is one major step. I agree with you, Annika. Let them know.
One major step. CM saying 4 out of 4. Kind of your disclaimers. I forgot.
Yeah, Jesus. Hey, we cleaned it up for the whole show.
Yeah, you did. You had 3 at the beginning, so. But that brings us to a close on another edition of AEWramble. Jimmy, thank you as always, and let the people know where they can follow you on social media if you want them to, and where they can subscribe to your YouTube channel.
On Twitter at Jimmy Macram. I mostly just read awful tweets about people. There's some people giving Action Andrade credit for like standing on that guy's shoulders during dark or whatever fucking match that was. Like, what the? He's so good. He's standing on somebody's shoulders in the dumbest way possible. This makes no sense in the context of a fight. But yeah, Twitter. These things pop up to me and I can't help it.
I love it. I love how random. I love it. I love it. I love it every single time. Yes, you can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Heel SP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at True Heel Heat. You also go over and follow True Heel Heat Sports, where we got the watch alongs for the NFL playoffs coming up this weekend.
Can't get money. Where are you?
Yeah, we didn't even see Kid Get Money. Not even a comment. Not even a comment from Kid Get Money. He didn't want to show up today. God damn it, kid. Oh. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat, $3 a month. Our True Hill Heat Prediction Championship. We also got the Raw Report, my Raw Report every single week. This was probably my favorite one. I went even a little bit longer breaking down Raw 30 because it was a really good show. And I also want to announce for our Patreon backers, you will be a part of our special Royal Rumble lottery coming up this Saturday. Is the big event for WWE, the 30-man and woman Royal Rumble matchup. And for all of our Patreon backers, we are going to set up a post. Romeo's going to set it up, and we're going to do a lottery where you will be able to draw a number in one of the Royal Rumble matches. And if your number wins that Royal Rumble, we are giving a giveaway, and we're going to give you one of the True Hill Heat shirts off of ProWrestlingTees.com. So you have a chance to win in our giveaway with our Royal Rumble lottery coming up this Saturday. Also, the people on screen, Romeo and the gang, a part of the watch along, they'll also be a part of the lottery as well. So big things coming. So great time to become a Patreon backer. Just $3 a month is the best way to help us out. Also, check out our Royal Rumble preview as we broke down all the big matches coming up for this Saturday and gave our predictions for the Royal Rumble event. Are you ready for Cody to win the Royal Rumble, Jimmy?
If it's anybody else, I'll be rather annoyed. So yeah, I guess.
I hope it's The Rock. And we also got go over and follow us on twitch.tv/True Hill Heat Gaming tonight with 8 p.m. Eastern time. You got Blunt Impact 105 with Ness and Chris G watching the Golden Six Shooter coming up on Impact on Access TV. So go over there and check that out. What happened?
Frantic World. I was probably not going to, but have you seen LA Knight's promo for that match?
Yes, I did.
You did for Mountain Dew. I've watched like 6 times. I can't stop watching. It's one
LA Knight is really good.
It's such a throwback.
He's really good. I just did the prediction show for Believe in Pro Wrestling. We had Cam Hawkins from The Ringer on, and he made the best analogy that LA Knight, his gimmick is straight pulled out of 1993. Like he would have been a top guy in 1993, and it just works for some reason in 2023.
Yes, I don't know why it worked. It's great. I get Mr. Kennedy vibes too. He's great. Too. I love him. He's fantastic.
I agree with that.
So it's Austin Rock. I don't see that at all.
No, it's very much
maybe
Mr.
a little bit
Kennedy, because Mr. Kennedy was basically like an Austin clone a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of obnoxious, prone to violence. It's great.
And then, of course, before the Royal Rumble, Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, is True Hill Heat 210, as we got a big guest with us, the head honcho of Inside the Ropes, formerly of WhatCulture.com as well. Kenny McIntosh will join myself and Miss Chrissy Love talking about this week in wrestling and our final predictions and preview for the WWE Royal Rumble 2023. What are you laughing
What happened?
At?
Why is he not on What Culture anymore?
Because Raw Culture sucks. Anyway, for Jimmy Macram,
drinking problem.
Because he has a drink in his hand? What is wrong with you?
He has a drinking problem. He's staring at the camera all like fucked up. He's got this dog who looks concerned for him.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I said he looks like he has.
I'm just going to stop showing our guests for the podcast because you always have to say something about them. You literally have to. You cannot not say anything. For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your true phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 78. For Jay Briscoe, we are signing off until next time.